Would you take a look at that, guys? The markets are moving green. It's about 11:15 right now on the East Coast. We have the S&P 500 up 1.5%. The Russell's up 0.7. We have the NASDAQ sharply rebounding up over 2% as the Dow is up about 1.8. We have the VIX down over 3%. And we have the metals down pretty significantly. Silver's down 2.7% as gold is down 1.5%. So in this video, we're going to break down my thoughts on the markets. We're going to run through a lot of these stocks that are moving today. And mind you guys, Apple, like you all saw in the title, is up 8% right now. We're going to break that down and kind of go over where my head is at. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and don't forget, it is Moomoo's 10-year anniversary. You get $10 free plus up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get that money, and it also helps out the channel. And with that being said, guys, let's dive into the video. So again, everything is moving up pretty nicely as of now. We have Intel up 10%, Apple's up 8%, GameStop starting to move, AMD, we have Las Vegas Sands, NVIDIA. So let's talk. Let's get into it. So what we're noticing here on SPY right off the bat is what? You guys can probably see it. You can see it is breaking out again of $380 a share. And you guys can see we actually got under that point yesterday, especially after the bell, once those earnings came out from Amazon and Apple. You guys can see SPY got down to about 373 when really it's the Amazon report that came out and pretty much caused the markets to go down after the bell. So since that point, from 373, we've then since recovered. We got back over 380 pretty much right at open. You guys can see pre-market, we struggled at 380 all the way up until, no joke, the opening bell. And then once the opening bell hit, SPY ripped, triple Q popped, and again, SPY got over 380. Now it's actually getting towards those highs that we were just at right before the earnings on not yesterday, but the day before, Wednesday, where we hit about 387. So at this point, guys, looks like the bulls are coming back. It really does. We're back above the moving averages on this 20-day chart. We're getting to those highs from Wednesday, and we're not fully breaking out yet, but if we take those highs out from Wednesday, which I don't think, I mean, who knows, it could happen today, but I don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe it happens next week, but either way, if we break 388 and especially 390, that is where we could be getting a legitimate breakout on SPY. And you can see here, if I zoom in a little bit, 390 was that high from the middle end of September. If that point breaks, we have a wide open gap right here. So keep that in mind, guys. Things are starting, even though Microsoft, not really Microsoft, but it was really Meta and Amazon and Alphabet. These stocks came down. Even though that happened, it looks like we're rebounding. And speaking of Alphabet, it's up 2% today. We have Meta. It looks like is Meta down still? Well, Amazon's down 9%. It's rebounded a lot since it's low. We'll talk about that. Meta's now up on the day as well, 1.6. So these stocks are starting. I'm not saying they're starting to break out to all-time highs again, which is obviously not the case, but they're starting to stabilize in the very, very short term. And again, we have Apple, which is really the main reason why the markets are moving today. It's Apple, right, which is up 8%. And you can see triple Q here if I pull this up. We're not quite yet breaking out of 285, but we are now back over the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, which yesterday we got under them throughout the day and after the bell. Where after the bell, guys, if you guys, I'm not sure if you saw it, triple Q was at 265. So now it's at 278. It is up about 5% from that low where it was at after the bell. I mean, this stuff is crazy. The volatility is crazy. You can't make it up. And 285, we're right under it at this point. We're at 278, 280. If we break 285, that's what I've been saying. That's where we could see more upside, maybe to 295, maybe towards 300. So let's take a look at Apple. Apple is up 8% on the day, and we did break them down yesterday. They reported earnings, but if you guys didn't catch it, let me pull up the notes here very quickly. They ended up beating on EPS and on revenue. Let me pull it up. Give me a second, guys. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Here we go. Apple ended up doing $1.29 versus $1.26 in earnings per share. Record revenue came in at $90.1 billion versus $88.74 billion, and annual revenue was almost $400 billion, guys, $394.3 billion, which is up 8% year over year. And the quarterly revenue, which again was 90.1, that was a record, that was also up 8% year over year. So Apple is just, I mean, looking at the chart here, it is full. I don't want to say fully breaking out because it's not, getting towards those highs, anywhere near those highs from the middle of August, which were near all-time highs, which is just unreal. Think about that, guys, for a second. Seriously, look at Apple stock. Imagine that. We're still in this entire, in this bear market throughout this entire year. We've been in this. We're still in it. And Apple just 2 months ago was almost at all-time highs. That goes to show it is by far, I don't want to say by far, but it is for sure and away the strongest big tech stock. There's no doubt about it. I mean, 182 was the all-time high from about a year ago. For Pete's sake, guys, we were just at 175. I mean, come on. Apple was down just 3% from all-time highs 2-3 months ago in the midst of the bear market when Triple Q was down over 30%. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, guys. It's a very, very strong company, very strong stock, and the earnings came in better than expected, to be honest. And we're getting that full breakout. Again, not the full breakout, but above these moving averages at least, which we got under them momentarily, I think on Wednesday, Thursday. But now we're completely breaking out again above the moving averages, and it looks like we're going to start heading towards 158. That's a target in the short term. 160 to 65. That's a big one, and that's where we're probably going to see some selling pressure on Apple, or at least profit taking. I don't know, guys. That's what I'm thinking, because look at this trend. Do you not see what I'm talking about? If this thing successfully breaks 165, 170, that'd be great. It could go to all-time highs at that point. But I'm not so convinced. Honestly, I'm not so convinced that that's going to happen. But who knows? We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to track it. And I'm going to set some alerts, and you might as well do that as well with me right here, guys. I'm going to put one at 160. I'm going to put another one at, let's see here, mark is at or above 165. And then I'll put one mark is at or below, let's do that, at $150. So if this thing starts cratering under 150, we'll know, okay, maybe it's starting to reverse to the downside instead of to the upside. So Apple is, I don't want to say shocking the market right now, but it is dragging up the markets in a major way, holding everything up. And the reason why it's not shocking the markets is because at the end of the day, guys, the markets, so much stuff's been thrown at the markets at this point throughout the past couple of years. This is not that crazy. It's not that surprising that Apple's up 8%. I mean, guys, we saw Meta down 25%, Google down 8 to 10%, Amazon down 20%. So to see Apple up 7-8% is not that crazy, but it is holding up the markets. Let's put it that way, which I guess is a good way to end off the week. I mean, considering this week has been a freaking SHIT storm. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's just been crazy. It's just been crazy out there. So let's run through some other stocks. I mean, look at this. Intel is up 11% when I'm filming this video, and for the first time since July, it's out of the moving averages on this 4-hour time frame, and we're actually getting right near my alert, which is at $30. I mean, who knows if that breaks, but if it does, we might start getting finally a reversal on Intel, which, it's a company that's struggling fundamentally for sure, but looking at the chart, it's been a long time coming that they need just a little bit of a relief rally. I mean, maybe just 10%, or well, it's up 10% now. maybe 10, 20, 30% rally. Who knows? I mean, let's just see how it goes, guys. Intel is moving. We have AMD. Let's pull that up. I feel like we haven't talked about AMD in a while. AMD is up 4.5% heading into these earnings, I think on Monday or Tuesday. Let me see here. They report on the 1st of November, which I believe is on Tuesday. Yeah, that's on Tuesday. So this is one that has been flat for a good month at this, maybe not a month, but a couple of weeks at about 55. Now it's breaking back over 60. So right in the mid 60s is, I don't want to say the sweet spot, but it's a spot that you got to watch. Let's put it that way, because that's right by the 180 SMA, also by those highs from the beginning of this month of October, end of September. So if 65.70 could clear on AMD, that's where a legitimate reversal or just a relief rally could start to take place. So I have two alerts, one at 65, another one I just put at $70 a share. And hold on a second, I completely forgot. We had energy companies report earnings this morning. We might as well take a look at those before we wrap up the video. And by the way, if you're finding value, again, hit that like button. I appreciate you guys as always. And did you know I have a second channel called Stas Talks Money? If you didn't know that, go to the link down below or just go to YouTube, type in Stas Talks Money. We break down personal finance topics, stock markets, just general. It's more of a general finance channel, where this right here obviously is more dedicated to stocks. I mean, that's all we really talk about here on this channel. So Exxon reported earnings this morning, and they ended up doing $112.07 billion in sales, which missed the $115.6 billion estimated, and EPS beat $4.45 versus $3.79 estimated. So missed sales, beat nicely on EPS. Do we have anything here on guidance? I don't see anything on guidance, but I do see, oh, wow, look at that. Exxon boosts quarterly dividend after fourfold increase in Q3 earnings. So what's their dividend now? Let me double check for you guys. I think it's about 5%. Let me see if I'm correct on that or if I'm wrong. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what it actually is. Let's see here. Dividend yield, I'm off. 3.3%, which makes sense. I mean, guys, when the stock price goes up, I'm still thinking the stock price is in the 80s. When the stock price goes up, the dividend yield comes down. So I mean, it's gone up so much in the past couple of months. Also, past couple of weeks, it's gone up so much where the dividend has has come down. But at this point, it's getting close to those all-time highs from back in 2008. Not even, I was going to say 2014. We beat those highs already. 2008, we were at 117. We're at now 108. So we're right there. And do we have CVX report today? I think they reported as well. Let me double check here and see. It looks like they ended up, they reported this morning. They hit $183 earlier in the day. Now they're actually down to about 177, mid-high 170s here, down 3% intraday. So let's talk quickly about CVX. Then we're going to wrap up the video. So they ended up doing about, let's see here, $5.56 in adjusted EPS, which beat the $4.89 estimate. Did we get revenue numbers here? Let's see, $66.64 billion, which was, I'm not sure what the estimate on that was, but, it was $59 billion. So that beat the estimate. And guess how much it's up year over year, guys? Last year it was at $44.7 billion. So these energy companies year over year, obviously their profits are swelling, their revenues are exploding, and this, of course, is a cyclical business. But right now, obviously, it's booming to the upside, and you can see the cyclicality of energy stocks just looking at their charts. Right, in '08, they did amazing, which we've broken down energy stocks in a whole dedicated video. I think I did that last weekend. We can see in '08 they all were at highs pretty much. And then the bear cycle came in, energy dropped, and then it took about 6-7 years for them to hit another high. Then they pulled back during 2020 and in 2016, and now we're getting that huge run up. So if you think this is going to last forever, you're sadly mistaken. But right now, it doesn't look like we're getting any signs of a reversal quite yet. But at some point in the future, which we can't time it, nobody knows when it's going to happen, these energy stocks are going to come back down at some point. Are they going to come back down all the way to those lows from 2008? The pandemic lows? Probably not. I mean, it could for sure happen. Probably not, though. But you never know. But just keep that in mind. A lot of people think, energy's it's gonna explode forever. You got to realize they're very cyclical. These stocks are cyclical. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and my second channel linked right down below. And don't forget to get your 10 free dollars for Moo plus up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. All you got to do is use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and just like that, again, $10 guaranteed for their 10-year anniversary, plus up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000 bucks. So cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. I appreciate you guys as always. Peace out.